year after year.
Thank God for X39.
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really, really, really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Woo! That's so great. I love that. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Power of the Patch, our Tuesday evening presentation about our breakthrough and patented wearable light technology. I'm Gregory Mascari up here in Bozeman, Montana, and I'm going to be hosting this tonight, and I have a couple of special guests I'm going to be introducing just a few minutes into the presentation. So let's just let the show begin. And I'd like to start out by suggesting there's probably a couple of things we can all agree on. And number one, health is our greatest wealth. Money's nice to have, but health is vitally important. And the second thing is the symptoms of aging and disease just are not fun. I don't care whether it's dental issues or brain fog, or maybe it's joints or fine lines and wrinkles, maybe it's cardiovascular. The symptoms of aging and disease just are not fun. And do you remember when you could work all day, party all night, then get up tomorrow and do it again? Well, as the old saying and song goes, those were the days, my friend, we thought they'd never end. But you know what? Maybe they don't have to end. Maybe you can restart them, because we've realized that the older you get, the faster you age and the slower you heal due to a natural decline in our body's number one repair system, which is stem cells. In fact, by age 30, they've decreased by about 50%. And by 60%, age 60, only a small percentage remains active. Well, I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older. I want to be younger. And I bet you many of you can relate to that. And so let me ask you two personal questions. Number one, if we could do one thing, if we could show you one thing that you could do to change your health or enhance or change the health of someone you love and care for, what would it be? And number two, what impact would be reducing or eliminating that issue have on you or their quality of life? With that being said, I just want to put out a general disclaimer. Our products are not designed to heal, treat, or cure, diagnose any disease. They do, however, bring your body back into a more youthful state, a more healthier, regenerative mode, and many times wonderful things then begin to happen. So if I can show you a safe and affordable way to change the trajectory of your aging, so you could look, feel, and live younger longer, would you be interested? And usually the resounding answer is yes. So we've got good news, and this is what we'd like to talk to you about here tonight. We have a new wearable light technology that is truly a historic breakthrough in holistic wellness. It's a patented, inexpensive wearable patch. It's affordable, it's safe, it's non-invasive, it's drug-free, and a unique form of phototherapy, which uses very specific frequencies of light to increase and improve your health and wellness while supporting your body's innate ability to heal itself. And so I'd like to play a short video for you that just kind of sets the stage and talks about this breakthrough technology. So here we go.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHK-Cu, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy. For improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being. with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that can support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
Beautiful. That's one of our newer videos. And really, I think it sets the stage and tells the story well. So we won't play it twice. Let me talk to you about the power of the patch. And it's based on the science of photobiomodulation. And LifeWave patches contain very specific combinations of organic materials and nanocrystals. And when they are applied or near our body, they're activated by the infrared heat or light emanating from our body. Then they begin to re-emit very specific wavelengths of light that stimulate targeted and beneficial biochemical responses in our body. And this is the basis, the scientific basis of our LifeWave phototherapy patches. This is our genius, visionary founder and CEO, David Schmidt, brilliant scientist, researcher, genius inventor with over 200 patents. And he's been on the leading edge of phototherapy research and science for over 24 years. And he's already conducted over 80 clinical studies proving the efficacy of our LifeWave phototherapy products. And I'm happy to tell you, many more studies are always in the works, because David and LifeWave is a very science-focused individual and organization, really on the cutting edge of health sciences. And so here's a short little video talking about David.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There is more information there than most people would ever realize. I was 8 years old, and my parents wanted to take me to the workshop of Thomas Edison. On the drive back home, I said to my dad, I want to be an inventor. Light, as it turns out, is the primary control mechanism for everything else that happens in the body. What if we could have an external electromagnetic field that would essentially reset the stem cells that are already in our bodies and get them to function like younger, healthier cells? What if in the process we actually found out that in a book that was written thousands of years ago, that information already existed? God has left his fingerprint in natural design, and that blueprint shows up in nature. The mathematical codes are identical. The implications to this are absolutely extraordinary. What drives me is that there's this enormous sense of hope that we can create technology to generate clean energy, that we can have foods that aren't genetically modified, and we can meet all of the needs on the planet that we have to, and that we can heal people.
David Schmidt, our genius scientist, inventor, and CEO. So let me talk just briefly about the company, LifeWave, a 20-year-old pioneer in life sciences. In 2000, the year 2000, this amazing life-enhancing technology was originally developed by David Schmidt and used exclusively for Navy SEALs to increase their battle-ready strength, stamina, performance without the use of drugs, stimulants, or caffeine. In 2004, David Schmidt founded LifeWave to bring this amazing technology to the masses. In 2010, we started our International Manufacturing Distribution Center in Ireland, along with IT and customer service. We now do distribution to over 80 countries from our 16 global distribution centers. And I'm happy to tell you, in just the fall of 2024, we established our new global headquarters in Draper, Utah, just south of Salt Lake and 20 minutes from the airport. Within that global headquarters is a state-of-the-art space-age welcome center that I'm going to share a little bit more about later on in our presentation here today. So our focus for the last 14 years has been in the field of anti-aging and regenerative science, and LifeWave released to the world market in 2019 the X39, which many are calling the holy grail of health, healing, and regeneration. It's definitely a historic and affordable breakthrough in wellness technology, and we're actually doing what the multi-billion-dollar companies and big pharma have not been able to do. And when used in conjunction with proper nutrition and hydration, X39 has been proven to activate a very specific copper peptide that supports and enhances stem cell activity while also altering gene expression towards a younger and more vibrant you. We're actually helping people to turn back their biological clock and looking, feeling, and biologically being younger. And yes, we have patents. Yes, we have clinical studies. Yes, we have field results proving that X39 is actually turning back your biological clock. As I just said, helping people of all ages to look, feel, perform, and live younger. And we're very excited about that. These are some of the benefits you might experience if you use and try the X39. And the first is energy, which is a currency of life. And using X39 daily leads to an increase in cellular energy. And next is better sleep. And using X39 leads to an improvement in the quality and quantity of sleep. People are reporting their sleep is deeper and longer. And how about sports performance? Whether you're a professional athlete or weekend warrior or just living life, using X39 improves both sports performance as well as the recovery after exercise. And some X39 users over the age of 50 have reported feeling stronger and more fit than they were back in their 20s and 30s. And because of the incredible benefit, LifeLife patches are now used by pro and amateur athletes around the world in almost every sport. The media's begin to notice, you know what, you might too, if you look carefully at some of your favorite athletes and Olympians, and you see these auspicious little patches on their body. And that's our LifeWave phototherapy technology patches. How about pain relief? Most people notice a reduction of pain within minutes of the application of X39, and truly the pain relieving benefits need to be experienced to be believed. Brain health. Many report improved memory, focus, and cognitive function, and we've got clinical studies proving the cumulative benefit of using X39 on brain health. And wound healing. X39 helps to support the natural wound healing process, and many times will cut it in half. Our bodies repair themselves much faster when you have sufficient stem cells circulating through your system. And along with that, wrinkle reduction. Now, this doesn't happen as quickly as pain reduction, I'm sorry to say, but we encourage people to take pictures because this is very noticeable over an 8 to 12 week period because the technology is also increasing the collagen in your skin. And along with that is scar reduction. This is a phenomenon called remodeling, which reduces the appearance of scars. So again, we encourage you to take before and after pictures of your fine lines, wrinkles, and scars. And I think you'll be delighted after the first month or two, the benefit, which will be cumulative. And look at these results. After using 4 months, this lady looks like she turned into her daughter, and the gal in the middle after 2 years. What an incredible change and reversing of aging. This lad in the upper right, snowboarding accident, used the patches, and after day 5, you could barely tell it ever happened. And down in the lower left, Kamei, her story is just heartwarming. Not only does she look like she's 10 or 20 years younger, she's off almost all of her medications, and they were many. And the gentleman on the right, he fell through the ceiling and broke 6 ribs and punctured his lung. The doctor said, you're going to be out of work for 6 weeks. And look at just from June 17th to June 30th, less than 2 weeks, look at the reduction in bruising and swelling. And he was back to work in 3 weeks. And the lady in the middle, I want to show you a close-up of her. Karen had some radiation therapy on her face on June 6th. And June 10th, it wasn't looking too good. June 17th, starting to look a little better. By June 23rd, what is that? That's like 17 days later. She's looking pretty good, but oh my gosh, by June 30th, you can't tell the treatment even occurred. Okay, so that's like 24 days later, a little over 3 weeks. So X39 absolutely speeds recovery in all types of ways. And hair growth. Lots of anecdotal reports from many users that have experienced an increase in quality, quantity, and speed of hair. We haven't done laboratory tests about that, but only your hairdresser will know, and they will tell you, wow, you have new hair growing in. Wow, your hair is growing. It's more healthy. Some people are getting their old color back. So the bottom line is youth renewal. The result is a healthier, more vital you to spend quality time with loved ones, with family. Aging is not the number of candles on the cake, it's a feeling that you have. And we want you to continue feeling young and vibrant for many, many years and decades to come. Now, what are people saying? I'm going to play a short little 2-minute video with some testimonials of what people are starting to say about LifeWave X39.
X39 has really changed my life. I'm not stuck at home in pain in bed. I'm out here with my friends and enjoying my family.
Big thank you to LifeWave for helping me, helping my family, and helping the 100 people now in our team who are using LifeWave daily and their families. Big thank you. Love the products.
And I have energy through the roof.
I sleep better. I have so much more energy.
Throughout the day, I can focus better. I can concentrate in my work.
Our church worship service lasts 45 minutes. For the last 2 years, I've not been able to stand that long. 2.5 weeks into wearing the X39 patch, the pastor said, "You can now be seated." It dawned on me at that moment that, my goodness, I've been standing this whole time, didn't realize it.
After starting using the technology for approximately 2 weeks, my pain completely disappeared.
32 years of pain gone in 3 days.
I just love the products. They just help me to feel younger and younger year after year.
Thank God for X39.
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really, really, really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Testimonials like this. So that's what people are saying and using the products. This next segment, what are doctors saying? And I'm proud to tell you that we have hundreds and thousands of healthcare practitioners all around the world that are using the LifeWave X39 products in their practice, in their family, in their own bodies with amazing results. And I'm going to turn the next part of this session over to my beloved wife, Robin, who's got one of these health practitioners on the line that she's going to be interviewing for a few minutes. So, Robin, over to you.
Thank you, Gregory. That was wonderful. Well, hello, everyone. Great to be with you this evening. And it is my pleasure to introduce our doctor of the evening. It's Dr. Jeffrey Hubbard, who's an MD, and he's a very special MD. Sadly, we need more like him, an MD that it doesn't limit himself to the education he got from medical school, but expands into what is really going to help prevent health conditions in the future and how to handle health conditions naturally. He started an organization called Comedicare. He's committed to be of true public service for the underserved. He's a man of a huge heart. He's got great wisdom, and I'm honored to call him my friend too. So welcome, Dr. Jeff.
Hey there, Robin. How are you?
I'm great. Wonderful to see you.
Same. Thank you so much for that warm introduction. You always make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Thank you very much.
Well, you are truly a gift. You know, there's not many MDs out there that look at things like food as medicine and a desire to educate people on understanding how they can prevent future health challenges and how they can do things naturally to make a huge difference. So I'm so grateful for you and our community and for all that you share with so many. So ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay. So you're a doctor, you're an MD, And not, we'd love more and more MDs to be open like you are, but what was it about LifeWave that had you, be willing to take a second look, learn about it, use it for yourself, and then share it with others?
Yeah, absolutely. There were a few key elements. It was actually a perfect storm that got me really excited and jazzed up about LifeWave. Number one, I was introduced February of 2020, so we were in the throes of the pandemic. Things were in turmoil. I was trying to figure out exactly how this was going to affect my career and exactly what I needed to do to be uh, on the cutting edge of the next steps. And so my personal sponsor invited me to lunch and she plopped the 15th anniversary book in my lap. And I thought, wow, 15 years as direct sale network marketing, that's quite an accomplishment. There are very few companies who achieve that level. So I said either the product's got to be amazing or the company's got to be a well-run ship and extremely reputable. And guess what, guys? Both of those things were accurate. And I started digging through that document and then I started reading the website and I stumbled upon all of these articles. Guys, at that time, there were 83 clinical articles on the LifeWave website going in and on about all of the various different patches and the innovations that had happened. And I'll tell you the one thing that really got me excited. I was at that time was really into this new device. It's called an autonomic nervous system assessment. And it was looking at these 21 biomarkers. And there was an article about Eon, and there were several of the biomarkers right there in the article that I used to evaluate people's particular stress markers and how they're getting closer and closer to some sort of cardiovascular event. And I thought, wow, here is a product that goes perfectly with this assessment. So your sympathetics are in overdrive according to this objective document. And here I have a patch that you can wear for 12 hours a day that costs $2 that can help you bring this back into balance and for you to harmonize your autonomic nervous system. And so from that point on, I was sold. I ordered, had a roughly immediate response. That first day, I felt like I was floating. I was on cloud nine, very alert and clear. I slept like a baby, and the rest is history. I'm here 5.5 years later, just as excited about LifeWave now as I was back then.
What an amazing story. And isn't it wonderful to get validated from a third party and then be able to, what we love, our sponsor is a chiropractor, and Dr. Nicholas said, this product enhances the clinical outcome of what I'm able to accomplish in my practice. And it's so nice to have something that can really enhance things and make them even faster too. Okay,
Absolutely.
yes. So when someone is utilizing this technology, how do you educate them to get maximum benefits of using it?
Well, I think that's an amazing question, Robin, because sometimes when we're in pain, when we're having a chronic condition, when things are really frustrating, we're looking for an immediate solution. We don't think about all of the other lifestyle behaviors and various different things we could be doing to improve our health. We're looking for this magic bullet. Well, guess what, guys? You stumbled upon a really awesome gun, but you got to put the right ammunition in. So got to be hydrated, got to have a clean diet. You got to stop those things that are irritating the system as best as possible. Things like smoking, overindulging in alcohol, maybe some of the stressful stuff. Sleep is killing a lot of us in silence. If we're not getting enough sleep and enough rest, that's a really, really valuable asset that we're not taking advantage of. But when you do those things, proper mineralization, proper hydration, proper sleep, and a good amount of physical activity, you can really see some pretty powerful and dramatic effects wearing the patch.
I love it. And so, so many people are looking for the magic pill, the magic patch, that it does it for you. And I love the way David talks about and what you just shared. We've got to do our part. We have to tell the universe, I'm ready to be healthy, so I'm going to make choices that enhance and support that. And so, what you said as far as utilizing the technology, it's, 12 hours on, 12 hours out, be consistent and well hydrated. It doesn't, I know that compliance is one of the challenges that you deal with in your field with people, but peel and stick is pretty easy, isn't it?
Pretty darn simple. Just take all of the guesswork out, guys. The power of the patch is consistency, right?
Yeah.
And so as long as you are getting the patches on your skin on a consistent basis, we want it to be 12 hours on, 12 hours off. That has been the sweet spot that the corporate research department has figured out in all of the clinical trials and testing for the product. But the reality is, guys, everybody's not perfect. Sometimes you're going to go a little bit long. Sometimes you're going to be a little bit short. But just keep patching. I guarantee you that whether you feel something or not, it's actively working under the surface.
Okay, that's a really important thing for people to know. As soon as it gets close to your body, it's working. May not be working on what you want, but it's working on what's most important for your body. And so, thank you for sharing that. And when you share with people about the technology and they say, well, I'm not noticing anything, how long do you recommend people utilize the patches if they're not noticing anything? What do you say to them is really happening? And, do you explain to people how it works?
It depends on the individual. I tailor my response depending upon who I'm talking to. But in general, I try to explain to them that I am encouraging a shift in your lifestyle and in your paradigm, right? And so we are indoctrinated into this thinking, and granted, it's a pretty good indoctrination that when you get sick, you need a medicine. You get sick, you need a medicine. I mean, the first person you see when you come into this dimension in most instances is the doctor. All right. So we have this very interesting doctor-patient relationship, whether consciously or subconsciously. And I think that there's just an attachment to having a medicine for an illness, right? So the concept of preventing the illness from happening in the first place is a little foreign. It takes a little time to get adjusted to that. But that to me is the real reality if you want to have a long and healthy life. So I'm always encouraging them to just incorporate it into their lifestyle, incorporate it into their budget, and just let the magic happen over time. But if they really are pressing for a time frame, I usually say, guys, let's give it at least 90 to 120 days before you make any sort of opinion about whether or not this is valuable for you. And I can't guarantee this, but I'm pretty positive that if somebody's consistent for 90 days or more, they're going to have some sort of significant change that they can look to and say, aha, I haven't done anything else that would warrant this kind of change. The reality is these patches have to be working because my shoulder didn't do this before, or I couldn't wash my
I got
back.
one of those too. Isn't it?
Or, whatever. I remember thinking in the gym, like, this is lighter. This bench press used to be difficult. Now it's not as difficult. So those are just like little subtle things that you have to observe throughout your daily walk to see, what's really changing for you.
Thank you for saying that because we do encourage everyone to use a health tracker and to get that from your sponsor, whoever introduced you, to get a baseline. Always good to have a blood panel too, but get a baseline before you start and then check in because sometimes when those things go away, we forgot we had them. So you encourage the health tracker too?
I do. I always encourage people to take before pictures and also encourage them to document some things that they would like to see change and some things maybe they don't expect to see change, just so that they can be tracking and looking for those things.
Beautiful.
And can always go back later and say, hey, this scar here was from when I was 13. I remember when I fell off the porch. And now it's gone. It's much smaller than it was. So whatever the particular case is, they have something to do. And a lot of people just don't realize that 6 months from now, your face could look different. So it's important to take a picture right now so that you can look at before and after and just look for those little subtle differences that likely are there that you won't recognize on a day-to-day basis because you're looking at the mirror yourself. You know, it takes somebody else to look at you and be like, oh, you look different. You look younger. Your skin looks healthier.
Isn't it? It's wonderful. I used to be afraid of the magnifying mirror in my bathroom. And, you know, I'm 71 and I'm proud. And I'm very grateful that we have this. So any other final comments you want to share with our audience about the value of this technology and how it can support you in age reversal, your vitality, your health, your sleep, your rest? Anything else you want to share?
You know, we could talk about this amazing technology and Mr. Schmidt all night long. But I think here's the really valuable take-home message, guys, is that I've personally been on a mission for the last decade. Let's call it a quest, right? To find the latest, greatest innovations, to find natural tool solution services, to learn about different types of ways in which communities and different ideologies approach health. And I haven't seen anything that is quite this robust. This system of patches is easy to use, it's affordable, and it just flat out works. Whether you're the pinnacle of health and you want to get even better, faster, stronger, more capable, or whether you have started to have some decline and you are wanting to slow that down, reverse that, this light therapy technology is amazing. It's one of the most powerful tools in my tool bag.
I love it. And Gregory and I say the same thing. We've been marketing cutting edge health products for over 60 years. Nothing holds a candle to this. You know, it's safe, it's natural, it's affordable, and like you just, most importantly, it works. And so we invite you, you guests that are on the line, to give it a try and do commit for a minimum of 90 days, like Dr. Jeff said, and be consistent, be well hydrated, and the rest will be history, because it gets more fun and it is cumulative over time. So thank you so much for your time and all that you do for our community. I love your willingness to really help people educate and continuing to be a student and find out what the latest cutting edge modalities are. And we're all at the top of the list. I love it. Thank you, Dr. Jeff. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Robin. Really appreciate it.
So much. Thank you, Robin.
Okay,
So
back to you.
Yeah. And I'll kind of bring us in for a landing here and just talk a little bit more about the company, if you will. And let me share my screen once more. And since the launch of X39, look what has happened to the growth of LifeWave. It took a while to get some traction, but we certainly have. In the last 6 years, we have grown 3,000%. You know, and that's because of the launch of X39. We're now the #1 growth company in network marketing 5 years in a row. And we're one of the new rising stars in the $8 trillion longevity and wellness market. So I mentioned our new global headquarters in just south of Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm going to play a little 60-second snippet of a virtual tour that if you're in the neighborhood and you want to go, you want to have your mind blown and step into the future with LifeWave, you're going to love what you see. This welcome center was actually designed by one of the premier set designers for Star Trek. So if it feels like you're walking into the Starship Enterprise, there's a good reason why. So I'll just go ahead and shut my mouth and start the video.
Hey, let's go.
Well, hi there, and welcome to LifeWave's global headquarters.
世界中の何百万もの人々にとってライフウェブは希望を象徴し、真実と光の灯台を象徴しています。
It's one of those things where you have to be there to understand the magnitude of what you experience when you walk in.
It literally is giving me goosebumps.
Like, it's just mesmerizing.
All I can say is, wow.
You felt like you were on a journey in outer space. Just simply amazing.
What an incredible, breathtaking experience.
I cannot believe what I saw, but I saw it.
Whoever you bring here, they will be sold.
The genius and the vision and the work that went into this was absolutely amazing.
It's just honestly mind-blowing to see the technology, the evolution of this company.
The sky's the limit. That's all I can say.
I'm just speechless. It was so beautiful. I don't even know what to say.
This is the most exciting, jaw-dropping presentation I've ever experienced.
Wow. I certainly invite you, if you are ever in the neighborhood in Utah, you want to make some reservations. It requires reservations to go on the welcome tour, but you'll be blown away. So I want to talk just briefly. We need help getting the message out on these beautiful breakthrough products, and we have an income opportunity. We have a referral marketing program. It's a great plan B in the gig economy to share products of this quality with friends. You'll never find it on on the shelf in Walmart or Sam's Club or Costco. Only distributed through us. And we need help to get the word out on these patented exclusive products. We have a simple, duplicatable success system. We have free websites and training and support, low cost of entry, and the satisfaction of being involved, making a difference in people's lives and in their health. So we have a simple and generous compensation plan. In addition to being a rock-solid, debt-free 20-year-old company doing business in over 80 countries, LifeWave's got a time-tested, balanced, and well-structured compensation plan that generously pays out 50% of all sales to Main Street, to you and me, not to Wall Street, or Madison Avenue. So 3 ways to get started. Very simply put, you can start as a retail customer. You can try a month's supply of X39, comes with an unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. Or you can join us as a preferred customer. It's a better way to get started. You can actually save 33%. You can get our wholesale distributor price for $99.95, less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, okay, per day. All it requires, you get on our monthly auto ship program, but no long-term commitment. You could be on for a week, a month, or a year, or the rest of your life. That's up to you. And again, 30-day money-back guarantee. The best way, the way my wife, Robin, and I got started, is a brand partner, and we get paid for sharing. You can earn a part-time or a full-time income. You can earn generous personal and team rewards, getting paid weekly. We have 3 brand partner starter kits to choose from, and these also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. These are the primary starter kits we have. The core, the advanced, and the premium all come with products, including the $25 starter registration fee. And the good news is, the bigger the package you get, the greater discount you get off of wholesale. So you actually save money from wholesale. So get back with the individual that invited you here, and they'll help you figure out the best way for you to get started. And I'm going to close it with a 90-second kind of wrap-up video. Right time, right product, right place, here with LifeWave.
A life empowered is closer than you think. We're all looking for a better way. Reimagine what's next with a new sense of exuberance. Why not power on like you mean it? Or power off blissfully? A better sleep is a better awake. You've never moved like this before. With the energy nature intended. Imagine reprogramming the way you look at the speed of science. At longevity. At exhilaration. It's next level rejuvenation. Take control of your well-being from the inside out and outside in. The light within is ready to ignite. Be the light. LifeWave.
Be the light with LifeWave. Very excited to be able to share this with you here tonight. And for my wife, Robin, and I, LifeWave has absolutely been an answer to a prayer. Every day we hear miracle stories. Every day we're enhancing and changing lives. And every day we and thousands of other people around the world are enjoying the blessings of health, vitality, lifestyle community, and financial freedom. So I invite you to be the light with LifeWave and get back with the person who invited you. Get your questions answered. Choose the X39 Wholesale Starter Kit that's right for you and get started today. So thank you very much, everyone. And this officially ends our call tonight. Good night, everyone.